Liska.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Liska. Just give me a second. Something didn't work quite properly. Oh. Okay. Cool. Now it's working. Hi, Liska.
Hi. Mm. 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 Yeah. There's some stress in the body. It's because Dirk has had an attack of epilepsy. And it was really stressful for me. And now I feel responsibility for him. But it's not true, I know, but there's some things of control and looking after him and afraid that the attack is going again. And so all kinds of sensations are playing. Oh, oh, life is going on.
Seems to me that somehow we pick up this idea that life isn't supposed to touch us. And you can see if it was up to you, it wouldn't. But and it does, and it touches something, but I don't know if you know, it's like that those touches happen and you see them and you speak about it so beautifully. It's just like just watch where anything wants to take it personally or wants to make it mean something about you. There's just that touch. Don't have to stop it, don't have to figure it out, don't have to do anything with it.
So just let the touch come.
Just let the touch wash through, let it do its thing. What else can we do? We can't control it for sure.
No. There's another thing sometimes in the mind, I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah. And actually, there's just an interest in being present as love, you know, and then we have this confusion about how that's supposed to look. It'll
yeah,
show itself.
exactly. Yeah. Mm,
Nothing you can do, nothing he can do. It's just life doing its dance.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just watching, gently watching this, where somehow whatever life is presenting starts to seem like it's a burden or some kind of something gets added to it. There you
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
Dirk had an epileptic fit. Of course, you know, it's shocking.
yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah, you know, it's like, and you're there as best as you can, and then just
Yes,
watching whatever, you know, from comes up. Yes.
yes. My children are very yes, supporting. They
Of
come
course, of course,
directly.
of
Yes.
course. Yeah, yeah. You know, when this body was blacking out,
Yeah,
I think it was more frightening for Micah than it was for me
yes,
because you know,
it's true.
I would just fall over.
Yeah.
And I wasn't when I woke up. Oh, I'm still here. Okay, but for Micah, it was like, oh wow, she heard a
Yeah.
bang, and then oh wow, did he fall over again?
Yes, yes. And then what do you do then?
Yeah,
Yes.
with luck, I started breathing again. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if I don't know if that's even luck, but so,
Yeah. I call 112. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mm, mm.
yeah, beautiful. You can bring it here. We
Yeah.
can just we understand. We're with you.
Mm, 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 mm. Thank you.
Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, thank you. Does it sound better now? Good. Thank. Hi.
Hello. I also wanted to share a family situation. Last year I was with my daughter. She is studying and she lives abroad. Not abroad, not in the house. And I was, she told me she was feeling very tired and very bad. And she stopped her study for and yesterday I was with my son, and he also doesn't go to school anymore already for 3 years. And this year he started again, but he's not able to make it. Yeah, and then in me all patterns starting up. I'm feeling very powerless, and I want to do something for them. I want to have a solution for them, and my mind is going, and also thoughts like I'm a bad dad, and also thoughts like, oh, I shouldn't think like that, and just be here. And but it's quite a struggle.
This is the fire, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, it's like when we get this, when this interest picks us up, everything is going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, that's just how it functions. It's just how it's like. And so then we get to watch, we get to just let it burn us. And it
Yeah,
will,
with my
and it'll burn everything, and it will.
mm-hmm. Yeah, with my son also, there is anger coming up in me sometimes. And when I go in there, that doesn't help.
Like, yeah. But you know
Maybe
that anger really, that anger, it's like when we feel powerless,
mm-hmm.
oftentimes anger comes up
Mm-hmm.
to try and feel powerful again, but it's not a true power. It's confused.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. It's not bad. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful that you see it. And I mean, you know, maybe at times it'll project onto your son and or onto yourself or whatever, and you just see it for what it is. It's just a movement.
Mm-hmm.
We all
Yeah.
know it. And, you know, it's just like, and
And
all
then
of it's happening
also,
and all of it's happening within this interest of just being present here as awareness, you know, as love, whatever, however you want to
mm-hmm.
put words on it. Yeah.
And also these thoughts come by, of course. Like I just want to be there or for them, just um, but then also maybe I'm just realizing there is some mistake because I want to be happy for them, or I want to be lovable for them. And I don't know if that's
You know, it's an opportunity, in my view. Like there's been so much conditioning about what it means to be a parent
to
and
be a parent.
to be
Yeah.
a parent and to be a good
Mm-hmm.
parent.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of that's going to come into view, we could say.
Mhm.
So you hear, all you know is there are these expressions of life that came through you. And there's just wishing them well, even though at
Mhm.
times it touches layers of emotion and approval and disapproval and or everything, and just watching. This is, it's like that's what's going to come up. That's what does come up.
Mhm. Yeah. And the thought comes also, is it cold to just watch? Am I making
Again,
it hard?
it's just it's it's a thought. That's all it is. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
there's no special way to be that I can see. Moments we feel warm, other moments we feel, it's like it's just that's a changing landscape. It's not up to us even. That it's like if I look at how much suffering there has been in the whole parent-child dynamic with expectations and uh,
Yeah.
of ourselves, of our children. I
Yeah.
mean, man, it's like so much pain and suffering has gone on for generations.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we hear and we just see, okay, here's a life, an expression of life doing their journey. And as best as we can, we're there. That's it. It's like, well, well, will it happen that sometimes projection happens? Probably. Unskillful projection, emotions that get, I mean, all the nonsense that happens. My God. But at the same time, we can learn from it and just see, look, none of it's real, none of it is anybody's fault, as far as I can see, it seems.
Mhm. Yeah. And not using it as a trick to
Yeah, yeah,
feel better
yeah,
or to solve something.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can't. We
No.
can't. Life is going to do its thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate it sometimes. Yeah. And that also just is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for now.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
I, uh, Hank, you always touch me, and I don't know, maybe it helps, but you are not the only one. I mean, I have some friends, and they're having the same stuff with their children going on, and I had it with my son many years ago. He just didn't go to school anymore, and still now he is happy having a great job working with children like that. And yeah, so maybe it makes it a bit easier for you. And that was just my impulse to share that here. Mm. And it's great for Chris, yeah, because he knows how it is if you can't cope with that system, yeah, and yeah.
I just look at what what happened for my parents when for me I became a hippie and from studying to be a doctor and all of a sudden becoming a hippie.
Yes,
For them it was a very big
yes. Ask me same stuff. And
yeah.
and what, and then when I was, I don't know, my children were about 6, 7 years old. I got this in heritage, a little like I don't know, 50,000 marks or something, or 60,000. And my mother said, "Oh, please save it for the children and to support them." And I said, "Oh, I don't know." And and then she said, "And I'm so afraid you will give that all to your guru, Isaac." And I said, "Oh, don't worry, I gave it all to him already." Because and it was a great investment. I mean, my children still, or my sons now, still, how to say, when they are close to me,
Yeah.
they can smell or taste it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they love it, even though they don't really know. But yeah. Mm. Kissing your feet. Hmm.
Hi. Kissing your feet, a lovely image. I love this metaphor. So beautiful.
And it's so funny because it's so impersonal in a way, but it's just an honoring of a resonance with your own heart. I mean, it's like it.
Yeah.
And
Hi, Isaac. I'd like to share something. It feels so gentle in the Sangha now that that I'm able to express it. It feels very, very personal. I know nothing is personal, but this feels very personal. I I have a friend for a very long time, and he has been assisting me in taking care of my grandchildren always. And now that taking care of the grandchildren kind of stopped. And for the most part of all these years, of course, we have a relationship. You always have a relationship when you care for each other and for the children, and we did things together. This caring is there. And there's always been a question from my friends that we have more of a relationship like a man and a woman. And I never felt quite capable of it, of responding his feelings or answering his feelings in the way that he's feeling for me. And now with the grandchildren, it stopped. There is like a new looking at what do we have together. And in a way, we have a very beautiful, sometimes we can come together very beautiful. It actually happens quite spontaneous. It's not like a planning, we're going to do something, but all at once, and then we find ourselves in a nice, really nice situation. But I am still not able to respond to his question of having a relationship, of living together. And with my head, I ask myself very often, of course, why don't I want that? It would be maybe also better for him, you know, like a friend, because he has some physical difficulties. And then I tend to feel egotistical, but I just don't know. I really, I don't know if that is my problem. I just don't know. I can really be together in a moment and really be there together. But to his question, do you want to live with me? I still don't feel the yes. So for the moment, I say, I don't know. And it never seems to enter that. I'm really, yeah, it really bothers me that I cannot make a decision. And I know from you, a decision cannot be made. So I leave it at this for the moment. But it creates suffering with the other person. Yeah, yeah.
You speak it so nakedly and beautifully. You know, it's like, it's clear that there's no bad intention on your part. And so any suffering that happens is nobody's fault. It's really related to a wanting that's happening. And somehow that wanting isn't getting met, but that's nobody's fault. Neither the wanting nor the fact that it's not getting met. So, I mean, oftentimes there's a wanting, and the wanting just kind of it feels like if the wanting would bring us happiness if it got met. But there's really deeply exploring, the wanting is actually painful. And it also puts a pressure, or can put a pressure on you, because there is a tenderness and I could say, a love and an appreciation of the connection that you have, and not wanting to see pain happening. But just to be clear, wanting can happen in any of us. I sure know my share of wanting.
Yeah. Me too.
And not wanting is the same thing in a certain way, but it's just like, okay, so wanting comes up. And okay.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like in living, we're always dealing with somebody wants something, and there's either a yes or a no, or we want something and there's either a yes or a no. And for some of us, we haven't really learned how to say no clearly. Become, you know, there's just no, there's not a yes, and it's just like that. I would love that there were a yes, but there isn't.
Yes.
So, you know, it touches where, you know, somehow we feel obligated, and beautiful that comes into view, just to see where there's some sense of obligation that I should, or just gently to notice it and see it. And to honor that wanting, how beautiful somebody wants to meet you in a beautiful way, and somehow our system doesn't respond, and it can just go, look, I see that the one thing's beautiful, but it just doesn't bring that reciprocal response in me. And in a way, you know, a really clear no. Yeah, thank you for wanting that, and no. It's beautiful.
Thank you for your words. It seems like, yeah, it really feels like a flow and quietness with it.
Yeah. You know, one thing again, on the other side, we've all known one thing.
Oh, sure.
Don't
Yeah.
know anybody who doesn't
Yeah.
know one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though I don't have the response of yes, there's still this possibility of being together beautiful.
Yeah, in a beautiful way, yeah.
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 Mhm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Mm.
Isa.
Thank you for bringing it to us.
Yeah.
Find it beautiful. Moin. Did I say that right? Moin, you still muted. There's a little red button on the bottom left of your screen. Yeah.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me now?
you got it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yes, I've been listening, you know, uh, uh, the last few times without saying anything, just to find out what's going on here. And sometimes I get the expression that oh, it's all in our mind, so doesn't matter. Our children, laissez-faire, let them do what they want because what's going on is in my mind and so on. But I might be wrong about that. But you know, a little about an idea like that. But then
Let's stop for a moment and just take
Yeah.
a moment there. So let's just define when we say mind and
Yeah.
we say my and mind. So first of all,
Yes.
my, what does my mean?
Oh, it's mean the person I am and what's going on in between my head.
Okay, and so because for me, mind is thought.
Yes, it's
It's
also
just, it's simply a thought. If there's no thought, there's no mind.
yes, exactly.
And
That's
this
what I'm
idea,
talking
and
about.
exactly, and this
Yeah.
idea of my, that it's mine.
Yes, but that's how we normally
Speak, yeah,
see it. Yes,
exactly, yeah,
yes.
of course.
And when we got problems, we ask person like you or someone else, and we process the information in our mind and come to some conclusion, something like that. But that was not my thinking. Went then to another direction. when I when I am talking with someone, whoever it is, I expect that the person have the same what's called in English resonance inside. Let's say I'm in love with someone and she's not in love with me as such, but I'm talking about my love to her. And then I cannot find the resonance in her that I have in myself. So I get angry, or I search, or I get desperate, or something like that. And then I can look inside myself and say, yes, that's my mind, and I'm attached to that thought and stuff like that. But it contradicts in some way the way I see life express itself.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, how can I say? We get in love and we get children and we get relationships and so on. And I think in our way to be human, I see life as a gift from the source. Yes, I'm very lucky. I have got life as the personality I am now, and I have to play the game or my role in that life, and that also makes me responsible for the people around me and to myself. That's the way I see it. But I can also see that that a lot of things going on is just mind stuff.
Thoughts.
What?
Thoughts.
Yes,
Just
thoughts. Yes, exactly. And that's right.
Mhm.
But sometimes I feel that uh, when when I'm aware of my essence or my I'm not quite sure about the right word for my awareness of
Yeah.
there's something behind the awareness too.
Yeah.
I don't know the word for it, but when that comes through me when I act in life,
Yeah.
uh, then there's not thoughts as such, and there's not feeling as such, but then I do the thing, I act the way that my source wants me to act. And very often I see that kind of acting as taking responsible for my own life and the one near me. That was just and then and that was the one part, and the other I'm speaking about two different things in a way, but the other part was that in those when I act like this and this and this for different people, then sometimes I want a response, and very often they don't have that to give me. And I think when people like us try to those self-inquiry stuff, then we get another kind of response button, and then we cannot expect other people to have that kind of what's called response.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to take my selfie like this. Ow, Mogens, you
Mhm.
cannot expect that from people.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
but sometimes I do, and that's the
Yeah.
little thing.
Or what, well, more precisely to say is that there's an expectation that comes up that somehow it comes up in a way where there's a following of it, and then we see, okay, that's producing suffering in me and also projecting onto someone else in a way that's not comfortable for them. And then with luck,
Yes, exactly. That's
yeah,
what I'm trying
yeah,
to express. Yes,
yeah.
you're
No, I
right.
get it. I get it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think we're all in the same boat, Mons. We
yeah,
all. It's like
yes,
we hear, and there's, say, the residue of wanting, needing, many layers of that,
yes,
and then it plays, and either it gets seen, and for me, it's a fire.
yes,
Once this inquiry starts, it's going to burn every last residue of these unconscious patterns that cause trouble.
yes, yes, exactly.
So
Yes,
that willingness to burn.
yeah, well, yeah, yeah, that's right. But I see more and more. I play the game anyway. My old, very old mother. When I visit her, okay, I'm her son. Yes, I'm her son, and she expects this and that from me because she knows me from up. Yes, I do that to please her.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then it's just a gift. You're just giving that gift.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but thank you, and thank you for expressing my thoughts.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mons. Yeah. Ah, Marie.
Hi.
Hi.
this same theme that happens here for this system, and there's just this tremendous fear that, and yeah, it's being fairly conscious, but doesn't seem to have burnt out in any way. You know, it's still as strong as ever because the thoughts, yeah. So it just comes again and again, and that opportunity comes again and again because the body
And it will. It
and the
will.
body
It
of
will.
so well.
Yeah. It'll come and come and come, and that's it. You know, like that's why I say it's a fire. It's not comfortable. And wherever there's some entertaining of it, then, you know, it's going to do its dance. It's just like it, that there's nothing we can do about it. But, yeah. You know, for me, it's just like fear comes. If fear comes, it's okay. I see there's something going on unconsciously that's trying to help. Does it actually help? No.
No.
Does it mean that it goes away? No. It just produces a whole chemical reaction, and the whole, you know, like it's like for sure, because there's chemicals involved and everything goes on in it. And so, you know, it's like somehow it's, if I have to try and put it in words, it's just, it doesn't have the same bite anymore. It doesn't get the same, if it shows up, there's nothing that needs to take it personally or needs to work on it. It's just a seeing, okay, this is old information, it's coming up. I know what it is, see it. I know where that goes. It's happened so many thousand, and somehow then it's not such a big event anymore. It's just like it's a little ripple rather than a tsunami. Sounds like in some ways it's something in your system that bites into to some extent.
It's
And
like it's
so,
gone. Yeah, it's kind of got worse. It's got more intense.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, it used to be a storm and now it's a tsunami.
Yeah. And you can see if it was up to you, it wouldn't be there.
No.
So just touching deeper layers of it, it's okay.
I can see sometimes I do see sometimes it's not mine because
Yeah.
I can see it's, you know, my mother's.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not
For
belongs
sure.
to me, didn't belong to her, you know, I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in a way, kiss it, and leave it alone, if possible. You know, just whatever way you could find to just resource yourself, if it's possible.
Yeah, the immediate fear is of dying, even though it's not.
Yeah.
You know, but the fear is there.
So look, just make a distinction. Is it the fear of dying, or is the fear of the thought of dying?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not afraid of death, but it's the thought of dying.
It's exactly, it's the fear of the thought.
Yeah.
Just recognizing that. Because if you say it's a fear of dying, I mean, oh, okay, yeah, but It's not. It's actually the fear of the thought of dying.
Yeah, and the thought of the pain of dying, even though.
Yeah. So again, it's just the fear of the thought. You know, it's like, it's, I mean, I'm looking at it from a completely different angle with the way technology is advancing. I think in not too many years, we're going to have to decide if we want to live forever or whatever the story is. And then you go, look, shit, do I want to keep going with this? The story, you know, it's like, and I don't know, for me, it's like this. I have no idea if the possibility was to live forever, if I would go for it. I'm saying, geez,
Yeah. Same.
grateful for this moment, and then
Yeah.
with this idea.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, can you find any interest, like in curiosity about the actual dying process? I mean, for me, it's maybe because I'm Scorpio or whatever, but there's a curiosity about it. It's like, wow, I'm interested in that aspect of the journey. Oh, well, this is that's what that is, you know.
Yeah.
We get a shot at it. So,
Yeah. My dad died in front of me when I was sort of 17. And I mean, it was probably traumatic for me because I pushed it, you know, I didn't remember it for years. But actually, if I think about it, he didn't really have any pain. He just fell off a ladder, you know, and it's gone. So for
yeah,
him, it
yeah.
was, yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
Pain. Yeah.
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 But you know, to me, it's like that seeing that it's not the fear of death, it's the fear of the thought of death. It's a very important distinction.
The painful part is the fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm curious just what making that distinction does. Once you recognize, look, it's not death I'm afraid of, it's actually the thought of dying.
Mm. Yeah, something eases up in the system.
Yeah.
A bit more
Told that
space.
story, I've told that story a few times, but one time in a meeting, this woman came up on stage and she said, you know, look, since a young child, I've had this fear of death. And I've spent thousands of dollars in every kind of therapy, working on it and trying to deal with it. And I just troubles me so much. Can you assist? Okay, well, let's have a look. And that's when this recognition came out. And I asked her, I said, look, is it the fear of dying? Is it the fear of dying, or is it the fear of the thought of dying? She said, it's the fear of the thought of dying. And she started laughing like crazy. And it's like this whole tension that had been present in the system just, man, it was amazing to watch it just kind of dissipate. And I asked her, listen, I'm really curious to hear from you in a little while and hear where this has gone, this scene. She wrote me a few months, she said it disappeared and never came back, that whole story, just in making that distinction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me it's a fear of being sick or
But again, it's not a fear of being sick, it's a fear of the thought of being sick.
thought of being sick. Yeah, right. The fear makes me sick. That's a kind of weird idea, but that's the truth. It does actually.
Yeah, it's not, certainly it's not comfortable. But just to see, it's fear of the thought. It's not fear of anything real. It's just it's a thought.
Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, thanks, Marina. Yeah, cool. Hmm. Willem.
Can you hear me?
Hey, perfect.
Okay. When we're talking about dying, you could also say maybe that dying is losing access to certain people, or in a way I felt like I died recently because I'm the partner of Emmy, more or less.
Yeah.
Talked about me. And but the most painful part for me is that the grandchildren of Emmy, or especially the youngest one, who was only 4 years old, was very, very much in my heart. And now by the parents, it's aborted completely. Every contact is forbidden with both of the girls.
Oh, wow.
And of course, Emmy can't take she doesn't take a stand because she won't have access to her grandchildren and daughter still. But so painful, the girl said to me last time I saw her, "Oh, Grandpa, I love you so much." I said, "You're so sweet." About 15 times, so it really means that she's aware of that I was aborted out of her life. And one of the arguments, they had no arguments, but they said, "I'm not the partner of Emmy, so I'm nothing." So I said, so this is it happens all the time, and life seems to be only interested to learn, to teach me to accept the unacceptable.
You know, I mean, it's ignorance. Really, it's ignorance speaking when it speaks like that.
Who?
It's ignorance when someone speaks like that. You know, like you're not.
Of course, it's
Yeah.
there's no way to talk about it, because if there's no understanding, what can you do?
Exactly. There's nothing, you know, and so it's like, of course, it's painful because there's love, and you can see it, and you would love to spend time with the grandkids, and they would love to spend time with you, and then somebody has an idea somewhere, and it's like,
I was available for 11 years, and the relationship with Emmy is already 18 years, and it started in 2006 in the Muiderkerk, when I met Emmy for the second time in my life, and she was interested in me, and I said, "Wow, a woman was interested in me. That's interesting." But but somehow it worked out very differently. But I'm happy that she's in my life. But I miss the grandchildren so much.
Yeah, you know, to me, this funny thing. It's like we have so many ideas of what relationship is, when actually there's a quality of connection that we appreciate and enjoy. And then if there's an idea of wanting it a certain way, then suffering happens.
Well, okay, but one thing in the process with Emmy, because did that work? That didn't work, and actually, I love her, so I said, "Okay, if you don't want it that way, then we do it differently." That's But somehow I end up isolated in my experience right now. I have a beautiful grandchildren for myself, but they live far away, and I don't know how to move to that area. So I have no idea what's going to come, but no, of course it's always like that for everybody actually. But
Yeah. You know, and so there is this connection that you have with Emmy, and you're a free man. If who knows?
doesn't feel like that at all. I don't feel free at all.
I understand. So that's where, in my view, in your way of looking at it, you're a couple.
Yeah, because we did also
But-
we work together. We went to holidays together. We take care of the children together.
Exactly.
We spoke about
okay, so
spirituality together, and yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's more relationship than I've ever had before. With all the sex with it, you know, this is more for me. But it's also less.
I get it. I get it. But you know, so somewhere in there's this idea, you know, of loyalty, of not wanting to disappoint her if you have another connection. So that ultimately you're a free man, sovereign free man.
Doesn't feel like that at all.
I understand. So then you can explore what's going on that doesn't allow it to feel like that. Because there's no change. There's no, you know, you other than thoughts, you're free.
Yeah, well, the program makes it very difficult.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
as a child, I looked myself up to and my parents said, okay, that's great. He has a fantasy, let him enjoy life on his own. But it was because I felt unsafe. They didn't understand.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So in this moment, without a thought, just here now, no thought of freedom or not freedom, just here. Just in this moment, feeling your connection with totality. Everything is, your experience of this moment is here. There's no disconnection to it.
I know this area.
Exactly, and we can enjoy as much love as we can stand in this moment.
Then there's no problem. But
And yeah,
with my limited consciousness has a hard time to learn anything from this inside. So it's somehow resistance all the time.
and it's beautiful to see how much you value your connection with Emily, that how she values it with you.
But without the children, it becomes very hard because
Yeah.
they were somehow filling up the missing link.
Yeah, I understand.
So much love there, and suddenly nowhere. And at first, I got the blame from all sides, even from Emmy, from in my experience. And yes, but I see there's nothing I can do except making it worse.
Yeah. And enjoy the love that you have with the kids, even though you're not seeing them in this moment, just feeling that love. I mean, it's here. For me, it's very clear. Yeah.
But it brought me in tears. Well, it hardly ever happens to me, but lately it happened like that.
Mm.
I never saw it coming. I never thought it would be like this extreme.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm getting blind and get all kind of limitations. And you don't want to be alone in this area, but that's where I am.
Yeah, all my children and my grandkids live overseas, so and it's just the way it is.
Yeah. In love, there's no distance.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Yeah. Hans?
Hi, good evening. Great to sit with you for a while. There's a kind of a sunrise going on today, and yeah, the power of this awareness or intelligence, it's getting stronger than the idea of it, and yeah. Feels like even this whole resting, it feels a little bit like this awareness is taken over or so. That, yeah. So falling together, and I don't know. Yeah. There's some kind of automatic identifying with the body, I think. Huh? It's yeah, when the focus of attention is going to the body, it's immediately kind of identified instead of.
Yeah, so the question is, who does that?
Yeah.
It's like you can notice that that activity happens, but who does it? If you really look, it seems to happen a lot.
The strange thing is when you say that, who does it? There is not an answer coming, and it's more like a little feel of joy inside. because I can say I know that nobody does it, but that's not the question. So it's better to
No.
ask the question actually, and let it happen or so. That's yeah. Strange thing because I wanted to ask, but what am I doing here? But it's a stupid question actually. Yeah. Is there then still a dynamic going on between something and something? Is there still then a dynamic going on, or is it just a kind of expanding?
You know, it's just the way I would describe it, and maybe it resonates with your own knowing. It's like it seems there's generations of old information, and there's different subtleties of it, and that just keeps revealing. And maybe it comes to an end, and maybe not. Maybe it's just being available to be in the fire. I mean, that's how it feels in my life. It's just like I can see life is living itself. There isn't any entity called me that I can find. There's these movements that play that are having less and less.
Yeah, it's like the importance is gone or so.
It's
the
gone,
meaning
yeah,
of
and,
it,
yeah, and so
Mhm.
it's
Yeah, I cannot deny, of course, that it's coming up because I can feel that or so.
yeah,
But the importance of it is gone to find the solution for it. It's more that it's
exactly.
loud. I don't know, it's coming up. So, yeah. I wonder I will work with my clients today. I will do it. How will I do it today? We will see.
And there's no way that you can plan it. Yeah, you're just there, and then it's something happens, and
Yeah. I will sit there anyway, and
yeah.
I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. Thank you. Thanks.
Rishi. Oh, well, look at Rishi. I'm going to give someone else a chance because it doesn't. Geha.
Hello.
Hey, Geha.
Mm.
And Anya. Hi, Anya.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Anya.
What Hans was saying, suddenly it was somehow clear that there isn't anything as identification, or it doesn't really, it's not possible actually, because that would mean there would be two in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was suddenly like much clearer again, everything that all there is the immediate sensation in a vast space. And there is no one who could identify with the one or the other, because that would just be a misunderstanding in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like there, instead of identification, there's maybe only a small moment of not seeing clear. Isn't it? That is actually what all there is.
Yeah, and there's nobody that does it. That's the whole
No,
thing.
it's just like a cloud, or it's like it just suddenly happens that there's no clear seeing, and then there's again clear seeing, or yeah. That was just, if somebody else wants now, definitely use the last minute. Thank you.
Yeah. Rishi.
Hi.
Hi, Rishi.
I was jumping up a question about this distinction. Maybe you can talk a few words about it. Distinction, which is like a bridge of identification to the thought of dying, which I'm afraid of. Yeah, maybe you can use the last minutes to.
Yeah, so we're here, and a thought comes up. I'm dying, or I might die, or something. We feel a sensation in the body. Oh, maybe I'm dying. So then, and a response to that comes, and we go, okay, I am afraid. It just builds on itself, yeah. But actually, all that's happening is we hear. There's awareness, and a thought appears, and then.
Yeah, and this thought, belief, brings a lot of chemical actions in my body of adrenaline or
Exactly.
some
Yeah,
stuff.
and once that adrenaline is running, it takes. I mean, people have measured it. It takes 9 minutes for that to reabsorb into the body. So for a while, the body's especially with adrenaline, the body is in a existential functioning, and very often that keeps that loop going of the thinking. So, and that keeps squirting adrenaline. So it's like, but ultimately it's just thoughts, and the body respond, or the nervous system responding, you could say, to a thought. And so that distinction, look, it's just we hear, and the thought comes across our mind. Some thoughts are like, okay, I want something. I want someone to love me. The moment that thought comes, there's a feeling of there's a lack. I don't have what I want. I'll be happy when. In that moment, we have time. We have a me. We have unhappiness from just a thought, a simple thought. So why would we run after that thought? logically it doesn't make any sense, and yet somehow,
Seems
conditioning
like
is, yeah, automatically it runs after.
automatic.
Mhm.
And so this awareness in this moment of to make a distinction, to
Yeah,
not believe to this thought,
not believe any thought. Yeah, it's just
any
like, okay,
thought.
any thought at all. It's just thoughts come and go.
And it's like learning ride a bicycle, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, it's just a nice analogy. Just, it's like, okay, I'm here. Awareness is here. That awareness doesn't seem to have the beginning or end, and any sense of time appears in that awareness. That awareness isn't in time. Time is in it. But
Fine, Schmeck. Thank you.
Indeed, yeah. Who hosted the night? Was it Bus? Yeah, thanks, Bus. Thank you, beloved. Love, peace, beauty.